Hi, I'm Nick Andries. I'm 22 years old from St. Petersburg, Florida, and I race in the Indy Light Series.
Minnesota. They're sitting there right in front of Nick Andries from St. Petersburg, Florida. Nick Andries, a young driver of whom much is expected, young American out of Florida.
I started racing Skip Barber as my first introduction into open wheel cars. In 2009 was my first season in Skip Barber's regional summer series, where I won 11 of the 14 races and won the Rookie of the Year as well as the championship. In 2010, I moved up to Skip Barber's National Series, racing nationally with Grand Am ALMS as a support series. I won one race that year at Petit Le Mans and finished 6th in the championship. The following year in 2011, I moved up to Star Mazda, where I had a great season in Star Mazda. I had the series high in podiums, and I finished 3rd in the championship, also winning the team championship with Team Pelfrey. And in 2012, I made my series debut in the Indy Light Series with Brian Herta Autosport.
How hard is it to stay on top once you're there?
It's really difficult. I mean, and then also it's not easy to stay at the top. And sometimes, you know, we've seen it with Tristan, where you don't have to be the fastest guy all the time.
Nick Andries came up through our system and went on up through the Mazda Road to Indy ladder. He's still doing that. So he brings relevant, modern, current information to the table. So he has a lot of credibility, he's a hard worker, and he gives great feedback to our drivers.
My most memorable moment as a race car driver was probably my first race in 2009 at VIR. It was my first race in an open wheel car, and I won my very first race, my first time out, and it let me know that I was made for racing. And I was a little nervous coming into the race, knowing that it was my first race, not really knowing what to expect.
Sure, with Nick being, a previous Skip Barber racer, he's really good at relating to a lot of the younger drivers, getting a lot of feedback on kind of how to excel to the next level. He's very current on kind of how the cars in the next level work, so he can really kind of give feedback towards those drivers to kind of transfer over into the next series. He's a good role model to a lot of our karters, a lot of our championship shootout drivers. They want to be like Nick and kind of go in his footsteps. So seeing kind of his success and where he's been, what he's done, really allows them to see the Skip Barber way and kind of what we give to those drivers and how we can get them to the next level.
The last 10 minutes of the qualifying session, all of a sudden you jumped up like 4 or 5 positions. What was it that you found?
Well, I mean, we ended up going to new tires. We were kind of struggling a bit to find the speed, and the car wasn't really responding to the changes the way that we wanted them to. And we kind of knew that we were going in the right direction because Connor was getting a little bit faster than he was yesterday, and also we felt like we were going in the right direction from yesterday's practice. Just the speed wasn't coming to us. So we wanted to kind of put on new tires to kind of baseline the car and make sure we weren't tuning in the wrong direction. And the car kind of came alive right then. And then we were able to make some more changes to make it better.
Yeah, Nick got started racing and go-karting. My nephew got a kid kart when they were like 5. And then we put Nick in it, and he just took off and was really quick to acclimate to it, and he loved it. Probably about the time he was about 13 or 14, he really started to say that this was what he wanted to do for his career. He wanted to race in Indy. He was really interested in F1 and Indy racing.
My greatest accomplishments in racing would have to be my 2011 season with Team Pelfrey in the Star Mazda Championship, where I finished 3rd in the Drivers' Championship and helped win the team championship. I had a series high in podiums and 1 pole award with 3 fast laps in the season.
I think Nick is going to succeed as an IndyCar driver because he really is determined and he's very passionate about racing. He has a good understanding of the work that's going to go into that, and he has a good work ethic.
Nick is a young, passionate, upcoming racer. He's still got the hunger, so every day at the racetrack he's always working to the best of his abilities, giving 110%, and just genuinely trying to make the best impression on the motorsports community. Nick is someone that stays in a race car fairly frequently and isn't too far detached from the racing world. So Nick can give very precise feedback in that he is in a race car more often than maybe some of the people in the Skip Barber instructor corps.
My goal is to become a full-time IndyCar driver with aspirations to win the IndyCar Championship as well as the Indy 500.